Hi, I just wanted to take this moment to invite you to come over to my website, www.thebloominglotushealing.com. That's www.thebloominglotushealing.com, and sign up for my email list so that you can stay in touch and find out about activities that I don't announce here on YouTube. And you can also get to know all of the classes that I offer, as well as the one on one offerings that I have available there for you. Namaste, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing Channel. My name is Jikara and I'm a spiritual healing facilitator. And I'm so excited that I'm going to be sharing some readings with you today. We're going to be exploring all sun signs and I'm going to be doing some tarot and oracle readings. So if you are interested in receiving some messages for this mid time of the month of April, then you definitely want to stick around. I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. I want to thank you for subscribing, for those of you who have. And if you are not being notified yet, when I go live, then I want to invite you to make sure that you hit that notification button so that you know when I post a video or I go live next. I also want to invite you to share and like this video. Sharing is caring, y'all. I'm telling you, the more you share and like and interact with this video, the more the algorithm understands that you like what you see and it can be suggested to other people. And hopefully we can grow the family here. I want to invite you to also go over to my sister channel at the Akashic Records channel. I have a lot of clearings there that we're posting, as well as original meditation music. My gosh, y'all, we have some new music coming out soon and it's going to be amazing. So you want to stick around for that. Make sure that you go over to at the Akashic Records channel and listen to that meditation music. We're doing all of this with so much love for you, from my family, literal family, blood family, to yours. I want to invite you to go over to my Instagram if you haven't gone yet, and and just follow me there, and hang out there with me. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be doing messages for all sun signs today, and I'm going to be going through each one of the signs, and then I'll be pulling some tarot and some oracle cards from my Spirit of Psilocybin deck. As you know, everything is sort of intuitive. I kind of go with the flow. But as we open the sacred container, I want to take this moment just so yesterday we talked about ritual, and then why not feel into that ritual aspect of just opening ourselves into receiving the messages. So I want to invite you to get yourself in a place of just opening your heart, opening your mind, and receiving the messages. Even if something doesn't resonate for you, just think about it. Just maybe jot down some things that kind of just maybe trigger you, or maybe made you think, I don't know about this. Maybe write it down, and maybe later just sit with that in meditation and find ways to kind of connect with that. If you don't feel like you connect with the message, then that's okay. Maybe you will connect with the message later this week. So just keep an open mind. I'm going to go ahead and present to you a little bit of, I've been burning this eucalyptus. And like I was mentioning yesterday, eucalyptus is really good for protection as well as clearing, attracting positive energy, sort of like Palo Santo. But it also brings strength, which I feel like we need a lot of strength right now. There's so much going on in the world, and let this be a pocket of peace for you. So we're going to open this sacred container by offering the sacred fire into the space, calling in the ancestors of the land, thanking them for their presence here, calling in ancestors, ancestors for the souls that are here, calling in higher self of those who want to listen, who are aligned with these messages for today. As we open the sacred container, offering this beautiful energy of eucalyptus, releasing any energies that don't serve the highest good of all, and also asking Spirit to support us with protection, calling in Archangel Michael to shield and protect this space, thanking Archangel Michael for its support, for its love, and calling Archangel Raphael so that any healing that is needed for these souls that are going to listen to this, let them receive the healing, and calling in Archangel Metatron to help us connect with our inner wisdom, to our Akashic Records, to our inner knowing, to our GPS. Thank you, Archangel Metatron, for that support. Calling in higher self and that clear connection to higher self so that we may receive the messages and have clear understanding of what is coming through. Calling in my higher self to help me have a clear message and a clear understanding of what's coming through the messages in the card. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So as we open the sacred container, I'm going to start first with Aries, because Aries, of course, is the first sign of the astrology roster, right? And so we're going to start with Aries first. So if you are of Aries sun sign, this message is for you. I'm pulling from my tarot. I'm going to ask Spirit, what is the message that we need to share for those who are Aries sun sign? What are the messages for the collective messages for those who are of Aries sun sign at this time? Thank you, Spirit. Dear Aries, the first cards that came through for you, dear Aries, are the Three of Wands. We got the Ace of Pentacles upside down, and then we have the Six of Cups upside down. And the first thing that I see here, first of all, fire energy here present for you. Well, I wanted to mention here that you may be feeling as if there's this opportunity for you to expand and grow, and you may have sort of like openings that are going to happen moving forward. And it's kind of interesting because energetically, astrologically, we do have a lot of openings, especially with the retrogrades just basically dropping off, and we're going back into business. And so for you, dear Aries, there's sort of this momentum that is being built up for you at this time. However, I want to invite you to really think about where in your subconscious mind, where in your being are you feeling like this is not true to you. Why do I say this? Because with the Ace of Pentacles upside down, it lets me know that you are potentially feeling like or have limiting beliefs around what's possible in your life. Even though like an opportunity may be presented to you, you may even overlook it because you are not believing in the magic of what's happening in your life. So I want to invite you to really start thinking about how you can work through any limiting beliefs that you may have around your finances, around the opportunities that you're calling in your life, the things that you're manifesting in your life. You want to really think about, okay, where am I sort of saying negative things or have like negative thoughts around this, right? And work through that, because guess what, if you don't do that, then you're gonna sort of like delay your blessing, right? So I want to invite you to really think about that. With the Six of Cups upside down, there's sort of like this conversation that Spirit wants to have with you in regards to looking at your past from a place of thinking that the past is always going to repeat itself. So you want to think about, maybe with this limiting belief that I'm mentioning here with the Six of Cups upside down, maybe even looking into your emotional body and seeing how your body and your emotions react to the things that you want, to the things that you're dreaming, to the things, the opportunities that come in. Where in your being doesn't sit right, and how can you release those past experiences of maybe things not working out the way that you wanted, or maybe things not going the way that you expected, and then kind of believing that that's going to be your reality moving forward. It doesn't have to be your reality, dear Aries. So I just want to invite you to think about that. I'm going to see what the Spirit of psilocybin wants to say to you. And I see some messages here. Let me see who's commenting. Thank you for commenting. Hi, Fabrice. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you. Okay, so I have here the card of the Cosmic Child, dear Aries. This is a very powerful card. Why? Because this card is a reminder from the Spirit of psilocybin to remember that you are this powerful being who's capable of manifesting everything. We manifest everything in our lives. We have chosen to be here on this planet. We have chosen to live the lives that we do. Every decision that we make is sort of like us creating in this world. And so this card is bringing back that understanding within yourself of making sure that you see yourself from that creative standpoint, and that you can change things, you can change course anytime that you wish. So that is the message that I have for you, dear Aries. I hope that that resonated for you, and if it didn't, then think about it for a little bit. Okay, so we got Taurus, the next sun sign we're gonna support today is going to be Taurus. Okay, so we got Taurus, Spirit. What are the messages for those who are of Taurus sun sign? What are the messages that we need to know for them here during this mid-April timing? Okay. All right. So the first card that came through for you, dear Taurus, is the card of Six of Wands. Upside down, we have the card of Two of Pentacles right side up, and then we have the card of Seven of Wands right side up. It's interesting. You have a lot of fire energy kind of surrounding you right now. So which it makes sense. We are in this fiery energy collectively, but this specific fire is showing up in a very unique way for you, dear Taurus. So you may be feeling like you're not seeing rewards, you're not seeing achievements, sort of like that fruition of all the work or hard work that you've been putting in, sort of feeling like you've been failing at life. And I want to invite you to just think about it from the perspective of it's just part of the experience of balancing the good and the bad, or the positive experience versus the negative experience. I am pretty sure that if you start focusing on the things that are actually going well in your life, then you'll be able to see that there are a lot of blessings coming that are already in your life, dear Taurus. But what I see here is this sort of like feeling like you're not being recognized, like you're not being seen, like you're not like not being seen by the universe. Like, why am I not getting a break here? And I want to invite you to see that right now with the Two of Pentacles, the conversation that the universe wants to have with you is to remind you that you want to balance your resources. There are resources available for you, but it's a matter of balancing them out. So I want to invite you to really think about how can you bring a little bit more flexibility in your thinking? How can you start thinking outside of the box and seeing the things that are truly available to you and start using those things so that you can change things around? I also see here that you will need to, in part of that process of rebalancing is also making sure that you're setting clear boundaries at this time. It seems to maybe to me here that that you may have been making decisions based on what other people are expecting of you, and then you're kind of overextending yourself, or maybe even doing things that are not even aligned with you because you want to sort of like keep the peace. But I want to invite you to really think about how can you start building your boundaries. And that doesn't mean that you have to necessarily reject people back, or reject their input, but you can just say, hey, well, thanks, but that doesn't work for me. This is not where I'm heading. Because people don't know what your internal world is like. They're just seeing the external world, and they don't even realize that there's so much going on inside of you that you're kind of, let's say, putting together. And so like their input doesn't really matter, because the input is basically just it's like coming from a very limited perception of what's really going on within yourself. And so I want everybody to really start thinking about how you can set those boundaries so you don't get yourself all confused and make decisions that are not really aligned for you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to see what the Spirit of Psilocybin wants to say. Tell me, Spirit of Psilocybin, what's the message for? All right, so we have, dear Taurus, we have the card of embodiment for you. And the card of embodiment, what this represents is being able to be, we have our dreams, we have a vision of how we want our lives to be, but then there's also the aspect of how does that person look like? How does that person act? How do I embody this aspect of myself? How can I embody someone who is balancing their resources, right? How can I embody someone who is managing my energy to the point where I'm not giving or overextending myself or overdoing things because there's input outside of me that I'm trying to maybe figure out a way to include into my life, right? Like, how does that person look like? How does a boundaried person look like? And how can you start showing up in that way at this time? Okay, that is what I have for you, dear Taurus. Moving on to Geminis. Okay, my beautiful Geminis, my beautiful air signs, the first air sign of the zodiac. Okay, let's see. Spirit, I'd like to know, what are the messages for Geminis at this time, at the collective level, now that we are on mid-April? What are the messages that we need to share with them at this time? Thank you, Spirit. All right, so we have the Queen of Wands for you upside down, dear Gemini. We have the card of the Ace of Swords, of course, air medicine present for you, right side up. And then we have the card of Ace of Pentacles, right side up. That's kind of interesting. We have a lot of opening and opportunity here present for you, dear Gemini. When I see the Queen of Wands upside down, that lets me know that there may be sort of like this essence of feeling maybe insecure, or maybe feeling like you don't have everything that you need at this time, maybe feeling like you don't have all your ducks in a row. And this is sort of like more of a perception. I don't really feel like this is necessarily the truth. It's sort of like a perception that you have about yourself because of maybe feeling like you need more to make things happen in your life. I'm hearing your career as well. So I feel that at this time you want to think about, really take the time to feel into these new ideas that are coming through for yourself. Like you're kind of like, there's actually a really interesting time, because this card is coming through at a time when we are actually moving into making new things happen in our lives. Like from yesterday all the way to mid-July, we have sort of like a push from the universe, from the planets that are helping us implement the ideas or the things that we've been kind of brewing. And the way that we do that, of course, is by taking aligned action, taking grounded action, practical steps to make those things happen that are in our head. So you have a lot of new ideas that are coming through. You have this sort of like this force that is opening up, this force of understanding of where you need to be going, sort of like, very focused, very clear. And at the same time, this clarity is what's going to open up new opportunities for support and resources for you. So even though you may be feeling like you don't have the resources right now, I want to really think about the fact that these are limiting beliefs that are holding you back, dear Gemini. What I want to invite you to think about is, oh my gosh, I have all these ideas. Let me see where I can find those resources, right? So like, instead of thinking about, I don't have this, I want to invite you to start thinking about, you know what? I have this idea. Where can I find help for this? That's where you really want to be moving towards, instead of saying, oh, I don't have that, I'm not going to make it happen. What? That is not what spirit wants you to do, right? And so I with this cards, I feel like spirit is telling you, listen, just go for it, take action. Just ask yourself the question, where can I find the resources? And you will be surprised at how quickly you can make things happen when you start asking those questions. You will even probably get ideas on where to find them, and even go and find them for yourself. For Spirit of Psilocybin, what is the message for Gemini at this time? What would you like to share at this time for Geminis? Okay, we got the card of shape shifting for you, dear Gemini. The card of shape shifting represents anything that has to do with allowing ourselves to become the thing that we know is possible, to shift our perspective, to be able to be flexible with our perspectives, to be able to be flexible with the way that we are the way we're presenting ourselves, and also the way that we receive others. Shape shifting has to do with, I mean, think about the word shape shifting. It has to do with the fact that you see yourself in a specific light, and then you act like that person until you feel like you are that person, or you even feel it and act like that person, right? And so this is the invitation from the Spirit of Psilocybin right now, is to think about how can you be in that place of being flexible, and even shifting the way your belief system, and in turn your actions based on shifting those belief systems. All right, so that's what I have for you, dear Gemini. We're going to move on to Cancers. I see some messages here. Let's see. Hi, Sasha. Welcome. So happy to see you. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you guys. Welcome to the fam. The fam. Okay. All right. So if you are on Facebook, you probably cannot message there. I cannot see your messages. So I would recommend that you come over to YouTube. And if you want to interact with me, feel free to come over to YouTube. Okay. All right. So we're moving on to Cancer. Spirit, I would like to know, what are the messages for Cancer sun signs now that we are on mid-April? What are the messages that Cancers need to know at this time? Okay. What else do we need to know here? Thank you. What else? All right. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Cancer, we have the Eight of Wands upside down for you. We have the Four of Pentacles right side up for you. And we have the card of Queen of Wands upside down. A lot of fire energy for you, dear Cancer. And you may be feeling like there's some delays at this time. You may be feeling like things are not going as fast as you wish they were going. Maybe feeling like you're kind of like slowing down and like, oh my gosh, like when am I going to end this journey of mine, and can I just feel like things are back to normal. You may be even feeling a little bit of chaotic energy as well, or feeling like you're not fully prepared for what's to come. And because of that, you may feel like these may bring sort of like these feelings of insecurity, or even feeling like you have to like take more control of the situation. So I want to invite you to really think about this, dear Cancer, is the fact that because of the chaotic energy, or maybe feeling like things are just not going the way that you expected them to go, going into that mode of trying to control the situation is not going to help you. It's actually going to make it even more difficult for you, because then you're going to bring more suffering into your being. How do you do that? By then continuing to try to just put so much effort into controlling something that is meant to take its course. Sometimes the things that we can't control, we just need to allow ourselves to just sit back and let them take its course, right? um and the reason why is because what's going to happen if you continue this path, dear Cancer, is that you will just go into a negative place with the Queen of Wands. There's sort of like this energy of demanding energy, right? Like almost demanding. I'm like, I demand this from the universe. Like I demand. And then when we go into this place, it's not, if you think about the word demand, I just want to invite you to just close your eyes for a minute, just take a deep breath and just think about like demanding. I demand. Think about how that feels in your body. Does that feel like it's flowing? It probably doesn't feel like it's flowing, because that energy is sort of like creating like blocks for you. So I want to invite you to really think about how can you bring a little bit more of that softness, of that flexibility into your life, and understand that as things just develop throughout this month, just give yourself permission to just say, you know what, Jakara told me to sit back and relax. I'm going to take some tea and I'm just going to let this play out. Just like that, right? Get yourself a little nice chamomile tea and just relax, and add some honey in there so that you can bring a little bit of sweetness into your life, and then just allow things to unfold, okay? And the reason why, look, the spirit of psilocybin is coming through to tell you, we got the curandera card. And the interesting thing about this, though, is that with the curandera card, that is all about like building your magic. So, okay, I'm getting this message for you, dear Cancer. So, when you are going through this journey of just learning how to be a healer in your life, and show up as a healer, is the archetype of the healer in your life, you're going to learn that there's going to be battles that you're going to have to pick, and there's going to be some battles that you just have to let go. And that is part of the magic of being like a very effective healer, as the archetype of the healer. So I want to invite you to think about, well, maybe this is not, if this is the message, right? Like that, for example, in this certain situation where this message is coming through, maybe this is not the time to come in and fight. Maybe this is the time for me to just allow things to play their course, because there's something behind this that is meant for me, right? And so that is what the curandera card wants to tell you here, is that there is an effectiveness in also in allowing things to unfold as well, instead of trying to stop them and trying to just think about it, right? Just think about how, when I mentioned the word demanding and controlling, how does that feel? It doesn't feel very flowy, right? It feels sort of like, oh, wall, wall, wall. That's why. Okay. So I want to invite you to think about that, dear Cancer. And we're moving on to the next one. We have Leo. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Leos. All right, dear Leos. What's the message that we have here for you? Message for Leo Spirit as we open this. Please share the messages that are related to this month of April mid-April. What are the messages for sun signs of Leo? Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, Leo, we got some. Well, Leo, this is your month, my love. Okay, so we have the card of Queen of Pentacles. We have the card of Six of Pentacles, and we have the card of Eight of Pentacles. Like, my gosh, talk about finances. So this seems to be related to finances, financial, financial aspect of yourself. So, dear Leo, first of all, Spirit wants to celebrate the fact that you are very generous, open-hearted, and generous, dear Leo. You're amazing at giving and nurturing, and just you just have this ability to just give so freely and lovingly to people, and that is a something to celebrate. So we're gonna take a moment just to celebrate that for you, because that is important, and Spirit wants to move that into the conversation here. Because of that, right? There's also this aspect of wanting, wanting like comfort and luxurious, no, I don't want to say luxurious, but just feeling comfort and feeling like things are beautiful in your life, and that you feel like there's beauty in your life. Like, that's sort of like what I feel with this card. And because of that, you want to bring more of that beauty. Like, it's almost like you brought that beauty into your own life already, and you want to bring that beauty into other people's lives. And so there's sort of like this opening for yourself of giving more, or even like a community sort of opportunity that may open up for you, in regards for you to give that essence of that comfort and that love and that nurture, that it's already within you, that nurturing is already within you. There's an opportunity for you to shine right now and share some of the things that you've been cultivating in your own life, to share with your community. So if you get an invitation to maybe volunteer somewhere, or maybe even you just feel inspired to support someone, or give give advice, or whatever that is, like that someone, do someone is asking and needing for that, this is a really great opportunity for you. Like, that's sort of like the energy that is available for you, dear Leo. Now, this is also going to be something where it's going to help you even increase and expand into your talents. There's sort of like this aspect of yourself, dear Leo, that shines when you are in that giver mode, in that loving, opening, nurturing aspect of yourself. You, as a fire sign, you already are someone who's very open, and like, just have this amazing light about you. And then when you add this aspect of community service, or this aspect um of charity or giving, and I don't want to say charity like not in a bad way, but just sort of like, not like, oh, I'm gonna give this just because. No, like, you give it from the heart, and people can tell, and people can sense that you have this beautiful heart that is just so big and so bright. And like, that heart of yours is like literally the sun in the human form. And that is the opportunity that you want to lean into this month. Whatever you can do to bring your heart into your community, whether it is in the form of volunteer, whether it is in a form of supporting someone by bringing maybe someone a meal, or whatever that is. Just lean into that, because that's part of the magic of what you bring into the world. That's how you, in your own essence, bring healing to those around you. So that's really powerful. I feel like because of that dedication as well, that you've been having, like, that you've been cultivating, and you're gonna have opportunities to continue to cultivate, there's gonna be a lot of accolades coming your way. A lot of people are gonna be so happy with you, and there's just this really good energy that is just gonna raise the vibration of your community. So that is amazing, dear Leo. Let me see what the Spirit of Simon wants to say. Thank you. Oh wow, we got the card of spores. This is really powerful, because again, the card of spores is letting you know that there's opportunities coming your way. That there's sort of like this opportunity, potential of new beginnings, of new ways of showing up in the world, of new ways of sharing your message, or even new ways of sharing your essence, your giving essence to the world. So when that opportunity comes, grab it, dear Leo, because there's so much goodness here. Like there's a lot of earth energy here, which tells me that you're meant to be grounding. You're meant to be grounding a legacy at this time. So let those opportunities that come your way, let those be part of your building of your legacy, okay? All right. So moving on to Virgos. My dear Virgos, let's see what Spirit has for you at this time. All right, Spirit, thank you for this opportunity. Please give me messages for Virgo sun signs. We are in mid-April. What are the messages for those who are Virgo sun sign? Thank you. Okay, dear Virgo, we have the card of Ace of Swords upside down. We have the card of Page of Wands right side up. We have the card of Four of Swords right side up for you. Okay. So in regards to this, dear Virgo, the first thing that I see here is the fact that with the Ace of Swords, it seems to be like you may have been dealing with some miscommunication, and it makes sense. You know, we just came out of Mercury retrograde, and you may have been dealing with some hostility or miscommunication at this time. And because of that, you may be feeling like, you know, like you've been surrounded by arguments, but these are over for you, okay? Like this is not going to be part of your experience anymore. So try not to get too caught up in that. Try to clear the air. Try to have a conversation again after, you know, after everyone calms down, which probably people have calmed down by now, and then go back and have conversations with them. After you do that, then you'll be able to kind of just move on and just clear, you know, clean slate, moving on to the next thing. Now, the other thing that is showing up here for you is that you may have, or you may be feeling like you have a lot more energy to to kind of like, you've been feeling this inspiration or even this fire in your being, that you want to start something new, that you want to bring more excitement into your life. You may be feeling even adventurous, even taking a trip that could potentially be on the horizon for you. But more so than anything, what I feel here is that you feel this sense of fearlessness when it comes down to trying something new. And this is actually going to be really great for you, because it's going to expand the energy of just this cheerful energy in your being, this joyful energy in your being. And I would invite you to really think about how you can implement this even more in your daily life. Like, even though this is going to be something that's going to be showing up for you during this month, I just want to, during the rest of this month, I just want to invite you to think about, how can I bring that feeling even further out into my life after this. So I want to really put that seed right now for you, so that this feeling that you have, you are able to cultivate this and bring this into the rest of the year. Okay. Now, the other thing that I see here is that you're being invited to rest at certain points. So even though you're feeling this surge of inspiration, you're also being invited to balance yourself with rest. Don't overextend yourself. Just because you're super inspired and you have this fire going, it doesn't mean that you have to work until the bones fall off, right? Like, you want to make sure that you balance your excitement and this joyful energy. And I understand why, because when I connect with this card and I connect with the energy that Spirit is trying to show me, it feels like there's this like fire that just, you feel like it won't ever stop, like almost like it's a never ending, like eternal fire, and you feel like I can just keep going until I fall apart. And so there's a word of caution here, to find moments and pockets of rest. It doesn't mean that you're not being productive. It doesn't mean that you're failing. It doesn't mean that you're slowing down. It just means that you're preparing so that you can continue to push forward that fire forward. Okay. Let me see. I see some messages here. Hi, Wendy. Okay. Hi, Dev. Welcome to the fam. Okay, so I'm gonna see what messages we have here for you from the Spirit of psilocybin, dear Virgo. Yeah, so we got the grandfather air card. Of course, this card came up because you still need to clear the air around certain conflicts that you may have had. So spirit of psilocybin is calling you out right now and saying, hey, lean in to your sense of communication, to your throat chakra. Lean into to your heart, connect your heart to your throat, and definitely making sure that you're clearing out the air, because that's important. That's sort of like one thing that is could potentially hold you back from that beautiful energy that I was talking to you about, in pushing forward, um, in your life at this time. So make sure that you clear out those conflicts, and yeah, just hug it out. Talk about it, hug it out, talk about your needs, listen to the other person, and speak your truth, and you will be just fine. Okay. All right, so we have Libra. So the next sign is Libra. Libra. For Libra, sun sign. Ooh, okay. That came up. Okay, what else? Who else wants to come through? Thank you. Okay, thank you, Spirit. What do we need? Okay, so for Libra, we have a lot of air medicine for you, of course. We have the card of Queen of Swords. We have the card of Three of Cups upside down, and we have the card of Five of Swords right side up. Okay, so the first thing that I see here is that you're being called out in regards to making sure that you're giving constructive criticism, that you're receiving constructive criticism, that you're objective with the way that you communicate, and also think about different perspectives and the way that you perceive the world, and also understand that the way that other people perceive the world can potentially be warped by their own perceptions. So try to make sure that you keep clarity in your communications, this month or the rest of this month. Also making sure that you continue to be honest and fair with the way that you communicate. Okay, and the reason why this is showing up here is because with the Three of Cups, there is sort of like this essence of like gossip, or like talking behind back, or that can potentially you could potentially be experiencing at this time. And so it's important that you really have clear communication with people, that you're able to kind of come into agreements, maybe even fill in the mediator sort of like role in your interactions. If you don't do that, then what's going to happen is that there's going to be sort of like miscommunication, misunderstanding, and then in turn perceptions that are warped by that interaction, and in turn people going behind your back and saying things about you that are not necessarily true, because communication wasn't clear, or you sort of, so like being very mindful of how you communicate and how people are communicating with you, paying attention to that. And you, dearly, where you're good at that. So just making sure that you're very clear, and that things are just fair in the conversations is important. Okay. And if you don't do that, so this is what I'm going to say here. You are the Queen of Swords, the one who's open, who's communicative, who's honest. If you fall into the trap of the gossiping, then there's going to be a lot of arguments and disputes that are going to unfold for you, because you did not follow this advice. Okay, so follow my advice here. Make sure that you're being straightforward and open and clear, so that all of these arguments that are unnecessary, it's literally unnecessary. Like there's no reason to, if we're able to, and it's all about effective communication. So if you lean into effective communication, I'm telling you, you will be able to overcome some issues there. Okay, so what is the message from the spirit of psilocybin? We have the card of Kura. The card of Kura, what that means is that we are being invited by the spirit of psilocybin to heal. So there may be parts of yourself, okay, that you might be triggered. So as I'm looking at these cards of the Three of Cups and the Queen of Swords and the Five of Swords, you may be triggered, and you may say things that are coming from a place of pain. And because of that, dear Libra, that could potentially create more complications for you. So the card of Cura is letting you know that this is your time to heal, to retreat, to take the time to focus inward, to take the time to pay attention to your triggers and see where they're coming from, and then work through them. Whether it is with the help of a therapist or like a good friend, or someone who can support you with that, whatever that is for you, however that shows up for you. But you definitely want to make sure that you're paying attention to these aspects of yourself that are still hurt and that are reactive to certain situations and conversations. So, dear Libra, that's what I have for you. Okay, next we have Scorpio. All right, dear Scorpios. My beautiful water signs, deep Scorpios, deep emotional beings. Okay. Spirit, can you tell me what is the message that we have here for Scorpios? Dear Scorpio, we have the card of Ace of Wands, right side up. We have the card of Nine of Pentacles, upside down. We have the card of Four of Swords, okay, right side up. Okay, first of all, dear Scorpio, you got a lot of energy, sort of like this boost of energy that is coming through, sort of like, okay, I'm ready to embark this new journey of mine. I'm ready to start this new project. I'm ready to start this new, this new way of being, or this new pattern in my life, or whatever that is, that you're just sort of like, okay, I'm ready for this. However, I want to invite you to really think about, can you afford to start that new project in your life? Like, it could be whether it is something like, starting like, let's say you go into the gym, right? And you're going to start going to the gym, but are you able to afford the most expensive one, or which one can you afford? Like, you want to think about, right? And this is not about the gym, it's just in general. You want to think about what can you afford and make decisions based on that, and not on the fire that you're feeling, dear Scorpio. Be mindful and balance with the way that you choose. Doesn't mean that you can't start this new project of yours. You just want to do so in a way that is mindful, and in a way that is balanced and practical for you and for your pockets. Okay. And the reason why is because during this time, as you are starting these projects, you're going to need to, Spirit is going to kind of slow things down for you in and out through. Once you start this, like, let's say you start this month, and as you move through this journey, which I'm not sure how long it's going to take for each one of you, but each one of you is going to take a journey, right? That is going to take maybe a month, maybe a year, maybe 5 years. And in that journey, you're going to have moments where you're going to go into cycles. You're going to go into a cycle where you're speeding up, and you're going to go into cycles where you're slowing down. And so let this be your reminder that when things are slowing down, that is just the universe working with you, because it's preparing you so that you can fulfill the resources, so you can attract the resources, or even harness the resources that you need to continue to move forward. Just because you're going through that cycle doesn't mean that you're not doing it right. It just means that that's just the path that is meant to express for you at this time, dear Scorpio. Okay. So so I want to invite you to really see that this is exciting. And actually, I feel like this goes very well for you, because at the end of the day, dear Scorpio, what I feel for you is that you are meant to be connected to this essence of the cycles, right? Like, you have this intuitive aspect of yourself that you can lean into. So just know that you're, the way that things are presented for you at this time are exactly aligned for what is meant to express in your life based on your energy. Okay. All right. Ooh, we got the card of Maize. That's amazing. The card of Maize is the card of abundance. So we have this beautiful abundance energy around you. And just know and remember that your abundance is the divine right for you to experience in this lifetime, dear beautiful Scorpio. So remember that as you move through this, as you are going through this journey, you are learning how to build abundance in your life. this is the entire expression of this journey at this time, which is exciting. Okay, moving on to Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius. All right, Dev, if you need relationship advice, let me know in the comments if you still want it, and I'll give it to you after I'm done with this. Okay, Sagittarius. What's the message for Sagittarius, Spirit? Thank you. Okay, Sagittarius, we have the card of Eight of Wands, right side up for you. We have the card of Four of Swords, right side up for you. We have the card of Eight of Swords, right side up for you. And what I see here, dear Sagittarius, is that first of all, the card, your literal card came up. Like the card of the Eight of Wands is your card, right? In the deck, in the tarot deck. And so this represents excitement, a lot of changes, a lot of like just like fast-paced energy that you're sort of experiencing or you've been experiencing at this time. And you're being called to kind of slow down and take a moment, take a breather. Part of it, you may be resisting taking a breather because you may feel trapped if you don't do things fast, or you don't, if you're not like always on the go. And what I want to invite you to do is to think about this. Are you really trapped? Are you really powerless when you're slowing down? Or is this just a way of you bringing balance into your life? Like I want to invite you to start thinking differently when it comes down to whenever things kind of slow down for you, dear Sagittarius. Because what I feel for you is that this is just this is the universe supporting you. This is the universe giving you what you need so that you can expand that fire even further, right? Sort of like how it happened with Scorpios. Very similar in that way with the previous reading. I feel like this is the same, a little different, because the difference between the Scorpio reading and this one is that here the message is that you may be feeling trapped. You may be feeling like you're helpless, you're powerless, like you're imprisoned in the energy of the universe, like you don't have like complete control over it, and you just like, it's almost like you're upset about it. But I want to invite you to think about it from a different perspective. It's like, yeah, maybe this is just my opportunity to just slow down because I've been on the go a lot and I just need to just sit down and have some tea, right? And it doesn't mean that your energy and that excitement and that fast-paced energy and all of that is bad. It just means that what is it distracting you from? What are you trying to distract yourself from? Right? And how can you feel more into yourself, more into into your medicine, into your being, into your light, if you're not paying attention to that light within you, if you're just externally being you're just existing externally and not internally. So we have a card of the bioluminescence that's coming up for you, which that tells me, going back to what I was saying, how can you bring more of that internal understanding instead of that external understanding of the world? How can you start connecting yourself to this being an opportunity for you to connect with your light, to your essence, to your medicine, right? And what I mean to your medicine, I mean the things that you're meant to be embodying, the way that you're meant to be embodying in this lifetime as you present yourself into the world, and just inspire and ignite the fire of others by just being in your light. But if you are avoiding your internal world, then how can you even light yourself up even more, right? You cannot light your internal world with external things. The only way that you can light your world yourself is by going within, right? And so this is an opportunity for you to go within, not to feel trapped, but to actually change that perspective into, oh, okay, I'm just being called inward. That's all that's happening right now. Okay, so that is what I have for you, dear Sagittarius. We're moving on to Capricorns. Okay, my beautiful Capricorns. My beautiful Capricorns. Okay. What is the messages? What are the messages for Capricorn spirit? For this month of mid-month of April. Powerful, powerful. All right, dear Capricorn, of course. You gotta, it's just so amazing. Okay, Capricorn, we have the card of Eight of Cups for you. We have the card of Page of Pentacles for you. And we have the card of Three of Pentacles for you, dear Capricorn. Was the Page of Pentacles here? Of course, it's here, dear Capricorn, because you're a go-getter, right? You're a hard worker. But I rest my case. My case. Okay, so I'm gonna first start with the fact that you're sort of like walking away from certain situations or experiences that you haven't really been vibing with lately. You haven't been really vibing with certain things, and you're like, I don't know if I really want to be part of this anymore. And I think I'm okay with moving on to the next thing. It could be potentially friendships, it could be job, it could be relationships, romantic relationships, it can be even your own family. Just like walking away from things that are just not aligned with you. And you're not feeling good in these environments, and you're like, I need to get the heck out of here. So that's sort of like the energy that I feel here in this specific thing. Now, as you leave things behind, there's sort of like this energy of abandonment that may come through for you, like maybe feeling guilt that you're abandoning or that you're doing something wrong. And I just want to invite you to think about from a different perspective, is you're just being called to a different pasture, right? Like you're just being called to a different path, and that's okay. It doesn't, not everyone stays in the path forever with you, right? You get to like kind of shift around and change things, and that's okay. That's the opportunity here for you. But dear Capricorn, the other thing that I see here, of course, with a Page of Pentacles, is that goal-oriented energy, that planner, that consistency, that ambition that you kind of carry within it's sort of like being lit up at this moment. But as you are letting go of things that don't serve you, you are being lit up into new projects or new goals that you're setting for yourself. And that's the reason why you want to let go of any guilt, because you are transitioning into a new goal. And that's okay. It's just part of life. And as you transition into this new goal, into this new way of expressing your ambition, right? There's going to be new people coming in, people who are going to vibe with that goal. They're going to be part of that energy that you are calling in, and they're going to be super excited to be part of it with you, and they're going to be supporting you alongside as you support them as well. So this is really great. There's going to be a lot of energy coming together, and making and very resourceful opportunities here to kind of just share the excitement of bringing these goals to fruition together. So this is great. I don't want you to feel any sort of negative way about moving on from the old, because let me tell you what, you're moving into an amazing place right now. So lean into that. Let go of any feelings of guilt or shame around letting go of certain situations or people. It's actually, you're just realigning, right? You're realigning yourself. Okay. All right, so let me see what else do we have here from the Spirit of Psilocybin for you, Capricorn. What do we have for Capricorn Suns? Oh, this one? Okay, thank you. Oh, wow. We have the card of the rainbow for you, dear Capricorn. So with that, the card of the rainbow represents is that there are blessings coming your way. There's a lot of goodness coming your way. There's sort of like this essence of, I want to say, there's this essence of just like all this crappy feeling is finally over. Like I'm finally able to breathe. I'm finally able to feel like myself again, and I'm able to connect with with the blessings that are, they've always been there, but you're kind of going to be able to see them even more now. So that's really great. And part of that has to do with the Three of Pentacles card, which is basically telling me that you are that you're aligning or realigning with what you truly are meant to be doing. Okay. All right. So we're moving on to Aquarius. So Aquarius. Dear Aquarius sun sign. Okay. So what's the message for Aquarius here? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. What else? Thank you. Anything else? All right. So dear Aquarius, we have the card of success, which is the card of Six of Wands. We have the card of Page of Cups, which is the card of idealism, and we have the card of 10 of Wands. Okay. And this card is okay, we're going to talk about that in a minute. So of course, dear Aquarius, you are someone who is, you're not afraid of putting in the work. You're not afraid of really just doing what you need to do to get things done, right? Like there's sort of like this leadership essence about you, dear Aquarius, that you're able to harness, and that in itself has brought a lot of rewards and recognition for you, and you feel you're in a good place, right? When it comes down to feeling like you have accomplished what you needed to accomplish, what you called upon to accomplish for yourself, you have done that. Okay. And part of that has to do with the fact that you have been in this very idealistic sort of expression, right? Like you know that things can be done better. You know that there's an ideal way of doing things. You know that there's ways of expressing in the world that can be potentially more beneficial for everyone. And that idealistic energy is what's been able to propel you into becoming a really great leader at this time. Dear Aquarius, now I want to invite you to be mindful of when you are overextending your expression of that dreamy expression, right? So be mindful of rebalancing that, because that could potentially be something that is not supporting you. Okay. There is also a calling to work with your inner child. Also, almost like what dreams are your inner, like what dreams do you have when you were a child? Like what were the things that lit you up when you were a kid? You may want to look at that and start thinking about how you can bring that forth into your own projects, because there's some things there that will light you up in ways that nothing else can. So I want you to kind of go back and think about that, maybe even journal about it, and see how you can start incorporating those like those very innocent, very just fresh and innocent ideas that may not look like much, but when you implement them in your own career, in your own business, or in your own life, in your own projects, whatever that is, you'll notice that there's going to be an element of surprise there that may show up for you, because it's coming from a very pure place, and it's actually really effective, even more effective than maybe the way that we like to complicate things when we are adults. So think about that. The simplicity of things are also something I'm hearing, the simplicity of things. So, how can you make it simple? Kids tend to do things in a very simple way. So think about that for a minute. Okay. Now, dear Aquarius, I want to invite you to really take the time. I know that you like to take charge. I know that you like to do things and you want to do things right, but it's time for you to let go of some of the tasks that you have been carrying. You need to delegate, dear Aquarius. It's time for you to let go of some of those tasks. You have reached a point where you're able to maybe even train someone, or maybe even teach someone, or maybe even mentor someone. That's where you're at now. You don't have to be the one that does everything. So make sure that you're delegating and that you're not overextending yourself during this month. Think about what are the things that you're willing to delegate. You may not be willing to delegate it all right now, which is fine, but try to delegate some of it. Like think about which ones you can delegate. You feel comfortable delegating, and then you'll work through that. Okay. Okay, so with the spirit of psilocybin, let's see what messages the spirit of psilocybin has for you. Okay. Ooh, beautiful. You got the card of maize as well. We had another sign that had maize as well earlier. The card of maize, corn, is the sacred, it's the gold of the Americas, right? By the indigenous tribes. This was the gold. This is what has really given so much abundance to us here in this continent. And when this card was channeled, one of the things that I felt was this essence of just like this incredible abundance that's available for us in all shapes and forms. And what I'm feeling here for you, dear Aquarius, is that you are being invited to connect to that feeling of abundance, to see the abundance that you have brought into your life, and how that abundance is continuing to to expand, as you continue to connect with that feeling. So you are, this is your divine right to feel abundant, is your divine right to share abundance, and is your divine right to be abundant. Not only feel, but be abundant. Okay, so that is what I have for you. Okay, moving on to Pisces. My little fishies. Okay, let's move on to our little fishies. Okay, Spirit, I'd like to know what are the messages that we have for Pisces for the rest of the month of April. What do we need to share with Pisces? What do we need to share with Pisces? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So, dear Pisces, we have the card of Six of Pentacles upside down for you. We have the card of Nostalgia right side up for you. We have the card of Nine of Cups right side up for you, dear beautiful Aquarius. And what I see here for you, dear Aquarius, I'm sorry, Pisces. Dear Pisces, what I see here is the card of, okay, so you've been dealing with a little bit of issues in regards to your your giving nature is so beautiful, dear Pisces, and yet people take it for granted and they don't appreciate it for what it is. They don't appreciate you for who you are, and there's sort of like this sense of just taking you for taking you for granted. That's the word that is coming through. So I want to invite you to think about, where have you been giving so much and so lovingly, and and how are you not getting back, right? Like, are you getting back what you deserve at this time, dear Pisces? Okay. um Sort of like this abuse of generosity, right? Like almost like, oh well, I know that this person is going to be generous with me, so I'm just going to abuse it, I'm just going to take advantage of it, right? So that thinking about that for a minute is important. And also I want to invite you to think about how you can bring a little bit more pleasure into your daily life. You're being invited to connect with the essence of your being, of your body. How can you bring, pleasurable moments in your life? Maybe cooking a nice delicious nourishing meal that is, maybe even bringing some of those like old recipes from childhood that feel good, right? Like those feel good sort of like energies. Connecting maybe even with things that feel familiar for you, maybe feeling into that, because the first card, where there's this energy of like, just like take by someone else, and you're sort of like depleted. This is leaving you in a place where you need to nourish yourself, so you want to make sure that you do the things that are going to help you nourish your being. And based on the cards, they're pointing out to, things from childhood that made you feel good, right? um and again, I'm thinking, like, I'm guided to body. So like, what is your favorite meal from when you were a kid that your mom used to make, or that your grandmother used to make? Like, pull out the recipe, like you need to make it, like seriously. And then feel into that and just really be mindful in the whole process. Like, even as you're doing it, you're connecting with your ancestors, right? You're connecting with your ancestry. Like, I feel like you need that nourishment, like very deep from like at the root level. Okay. um and as you do that, right, as you do that, you're gonna notice that you're gonna feel so content and satisfied afterwards. You're gonna feel this sense of support, and like you're gonna see things from a different perspective, even though you have given so much and maybe not be reciprocated in the way that you desired. You have accomplished so much, you have done so much for people, and so as you give yourself back the medicine that you're giving others and you're giving it back to yourself, you're gonna feel rebalanced. It's not the ideal way, right? We want people to kind of give back what we give them, but that's not always the case, right? And so sometimes we just have to like maybe unplug from that and plug that energy back to us. So I want to invite you to really think about how you can nourish yourself and how you can, care for yourself, care for your heart, care for your being. You deserve this, dear Pisces. Okay, let's see what messages here from the Spirit of Psilocybin. All right. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so you also get the rainbow card here. Someone else got the rainbow card earlier today. So I want to invite you to think about, even though it's been hard and it's been rough, that as you do this work that I told you, doing the things that are nourishing, doing the things that are helping you bring your just unplugging from the things that are not nourishing you back. You're going to see a change, an immediate change, even like feeling more joyful, feeling more fulfilled, feeling more grounded. You're going to feel even more blessings might come your way because the universe is going to take care of you, right? Like, even though sometimes we think that, oh, well, I did all this, like, for what? Nothing. I didn't get anything in return. Karma will take care of you. Like, you will get everything that you have given tenfold. And let this card be that confirmation for you. Okay. All right. So that is what I have here, that we did all 12 signs. Oh my goodness. We did all 12 sun signs. If you got here a little later and I already did yours, you can come back to the replay and watch that. The replay stays on YouTube. On Facebook, I don't think it stays for long. I think they delete it after a few, after like a week, 2 weeks or something. I don't know, or a month. I can't remember. But if you want to come over to my YouTube channel and subscribe and watch the replay, you can do so. And I want to thank you all for watching this, whether you are live or on the replay. Let me know in the comments, how did this resonate with you? Are you liking these messages that I'm sharing with you here on a weekly basis? Are you enjoying the clearings? Are you enjoying the readings? Are you enjoying the messages? Whatever, just share with me anything that you can say. I read your comments, so please do come back here, even if you're not live with me, and comment. I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. And if you have, thank you so much. And make sure that you share and like this video so that people know that they can get support here on this channel, and it helps me grow this channel. So thank you so much for that support. Engaging with the videos is how we get to tell YouTube that this needs to be shown to other people. So anyway, I love you all. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. And just letting you know, I'm leaving you with this. Tuesday is the day of Mars, the day of action, and connect with your passion, connect with your energy, connect with your boundaries. And I will see you tomorrow.